Hey guys, Alexei from Ace5 Studios, and I created an arms and legs pack. We have cartoon arms and legs, we have a stylized human leg arm, which you can use to push things and do handshakes and a high five, and you can attach it to letters and fruit and anything else you want. The hand is also available as a separate purchase, so you don't have to buy it as a pack. So let's get in it, and I'll show you how to use them.
Press the V key, you can switch between projects. So open your character that you want to attach to. You can attach it to anything you want that needs arms and legs. I got this little character, which is just a bunch of squares and spheres and subdivisions, and put him in a null so that he's in, all your stuff is in one null for the body. And in attributes here, make sure you select something that's easy to select. So for example, circle, and change its orientation to YZ and make it maybe a bit bigger. And there you go. Now you can easily click on a circle and you can move them around. And also a good idea is to go to basic and turn this on and select the color yellow. Well, I like yellow for central stuff. And great. Now we have a little yellow controller which we can grab for our guy. And let's go back to our other scene. And we want to pick these legs here. We can just select a little black dot in the middle between them and press Ctrl C and go to our other scene and press Ctrl V. And let's put them into the blocking null and go Shift C and type in reset PSR, which will put them in the center. You probably want to raise the blocky guy a bit and then get the legs blocky and lower them down so they're touching the floor. There you go, all good. And now we can just grab these things and we can move them so that they start at the right place. We can of course always just go to legs and we can move the actual whole leggy block. That's also an option. But this is the easiest way. I'll have another video with a more advanced look into how these are built and how to integrate them into your character. But for starters, this is the easiest way. And now when you select this yellow circle and you move, it just moves everything together, which is not so exciting. So what we do is we click this controller here and we shift click on this one. So we have both of them selected. We press the S key while our mouse is over the object manager here. And we grab these and we just drag them outside. And now we select the yellow controller, you can see the legs stick to the floor and they fly out. So we have our little character ready for animating simple stuff. We can get his leg and move it around and rotate it. And this thing can control which way his knee's facing. So, you know, that's the beginning of it. But let's put this guy back to where he was for a second. And we can actually attach these legs to, you know, we don't have to attach them here. We can attach one leg to his head, for example. And now we can move this leg over here. And now we have this super awkward little guy with a leg growing out of his chin. But that's still functional. Let's get the other one and also make it grow out of his chin. And now we have two legs growing out of his chin and this weird little thing at the bottom. I don't know what that could be. But remember, we can actually just copy. We can move this guy here, for example. Let's make it the back of his body. And just press Ctrl V again because your legs are still in your memory. And stick them into blocky and reset PSR and move them back. And then you can go underneath here, select these two controllers. Let's move them up so they're above the floor. And we can also go to S to find them and drag them outside of the hierarchy. So if we close blocky, these guys are all outside. And we can move these guys back a bit. And we can move this guy out. And this guy out of here. And we have a little four-legged creature. Isn't that great? And, you know, you can start having fun with this. Don't forget these legs also have some controllers here in the control tab. You can do ball rotate for walking. You can also do heel rotate. You have a toe rotate. You have a toe wiggle. And you can switch them between IK and FK. If you want to get these back to the defaults, just right click on this little arrows and they'll be back to default. The IKFK switch is basically if you move this leg up, if you want to control this leg with the body, like right now, if you move the body, the leg gets stuck there. But sometimes maybe you want one leg to move with the body. So you can slide this thing here to IKFK. And you'll have to make sure to adjust the position of this guy again. And now he's going to stick with the, but you'll have to go to here and adjust this controller object back up here. And now you can see it'll move with a leg. Also, let's go stick in some arms into this guy, because why not? Let's go into our other scene and grab our arms. So let's say, for example, you'll see here the arms, we have these two arms, top and bottom, have 2 cubes, but this one here has 3. Because these ones just basically, if you grab this cube, you can move the whole arm. And this works the same here as well. No, not here. This one here, you have to grab the little circle. It's a bit inverse on this one. And if you grab the second cube, you have a little IK in the arm. So, you know, like you have on regular characters. And you can do shifts, you can do the reset PSR to move it back to where it was. But this one is actually a bendy controller. So you can control them. You have a little bendy arm going on with little pipes. And this one you can extend as far as you want. And you can move them up here, and you can grab this guy and you can move it out here, and you know. So you have like a lot of control over how this guy looks, and you can get this little kind of bendy arm. So let's say you want these bendy arms. It's like a little black square between them. Press Control C. Go into our other scene. Oops. Block characters and press Control V. And let's just move these guys down to where they're meant to be. And select that little circle here and move them in here. And this is already pretty well put. Let's rotate it up a bit. And just get those bendy arms and put them into blocky. And now, ta-da! We have our little animated characters. And you can also just, you can select this main circle and you just control, you can go to the move tool and control drag him and then rotate him. And you have as many arms as you want in here. You can just go nuts with it. If you control move or control rotate, and you can just stretch these guys out, and you can create these funky little creatures in no time at all.
So this is the hand we have, and this is our IK controller. So we can grab that, you can move the hand around. You can rotate it, so the hand follows it. As you can see, we actually get some twist here, which you can adjust with this twist offset if you want. Reset PSR is a very useful button. If you click it, select something and click it, everything goes back to where it was. If you want, you can middle click on the controllers here, and then just hit Reset PSR. Things will reset. When you bend the hand together, you can grab it from this side, for example, and the elbow will point towards this pyramid. Turn that on and off. Also, with this controller here, you might notice that when you move it, the hand always points this way, but sometimes that's not what you want. Sometimes you want it to wave or swipe or something, and you don't want to keyframe extra rotations every time. So what you can actually do is there's this hand orient controller. Just drag this guy down, and now the hand will just orient together with your forearm. If you want to rotate it, you have to select this other controller though, and then you can offset it, and then it'll just follow along. So that's handy. Reset PSR here on everything. Okay, you can also switch to UFK and just rotate all your stuff manually like you would normally. Pretty straightforward. When you select any of these controllers, you have this fist user data and this point user data. You can still adjust it and keyframe these guys while it's turned on, so that's handy. I personally prefer to double click this selection tag and select all these joints, because then I can, for example, keyframe them here, and as long as in my rotation I have this per object manipulation turned on in this object axis tag of the rotate tool here. And if you grab the green axis, you can keyframe them all in here, or go to frame 30 first, and then curl them all in and keyframe. And now in your timeline, you can just quickly stagger them off, and that gives you more control on how you animate stuff. So then when you slide them around, so you kind of get this nicer, smoother one, and you can decide. So that's a handy way to bend stuff together. What else am I missing? I think that's pretty much it, really. There you go. Don't forget to visit my website, check out the rest of my arms and legs pack. And if you have any trouble, something doesn't work, just email me, message me. And don't forget to visit the link and the page if you're not on it, and scroll down and check out the other videos on how to do more animations with the arms and legs.